Good evening, folks. It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here. How are you this evening? Hello to Tunes. Hello to Moonlight. First couple of people in this evening. Well, unfortunately, we have no guests this evening. We tried very hard to get some guests on the show. We had 3 on standby, and unfortunately, all 3 in the end couldn't make it. So it's just me and Dave tonight, but we've still got a lot to discuss, and I might as well bring him in right now. Let's get our host with the most. Still can't do that. Saying that. It's Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right, mate. Do you think we're scaring all these guests off?
Possibly. Moonlight's like, oh, poor Dave. Yeah, not put with me, unfortunately. But yeah, there you go. Hello, Mystic. How you doing? Little X, hello. It's Demon watching from the boyfriend's account. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to remember that. So if you pop up again on that, I'll know exactly who you are. Good to see you, Demon. Good to see you. And you, Mystic. Hope you're well. So no guest, unfortunately. Hello, Zenkai. Welcome. Yeah, no guest. It's a bit crazy. Lady Red. Do you know what? I've just stopped talking and just let people come in. I'll say hello for the first 10 minutes. But tell you what, I'll shut up for a bit and I'll say hi to other people. Dave, what have you been playing in the last week or so?
Oh, I've mainly been focused on Mass Effect Andromeda, which I finished this morning. Finally got to the end of the story on that. Got it all done. I've done, I think, most of the decent side missions that are worth doing. There's a few I couldn't be bothered with, so I've left those to the side. But the game's done. I think I got the best ending that you could get. Did all the loyalty missions for your crew, so that helped. The human race survived. We beat the bad guys, all good.
You didn't blow anything up this time, or?
Well, shit got destroyed, but people survived. The best people lived.
Best kind of game. Shit got destroyed. That's what you want.
Always happens in these things. But it wasn't a bad game at the end. Not as good as the original trilogy, but it was always going to have a hard time living up to that anyway. But considering it's on like EA Play, which is part of Game Pass now, it's easy to just pick up and have a blast at that. It's not going to cost you anything extra. Yeah,
very true. Hello, Joran. How you doing? Yes, only me and Dave this week. Look, this is what makes me laugh. I told him not to turn up to the show. I'm not here. I'm in a meeting. So bless him. Mr. Newton was going to be our third backup guest. And I'm sure he won't mind me saying this. He's got a very important business meeting for a potential client in America. Now, I'm not allowed to say what that is. But when he texts me to say, mate, I'm glad you talked me out of... Because I said to him, don't be stupid. Go have your meeting. Go get a new client. And he sent me a message going, I'm so glad you talked me out of coming on the talk show because this client's going to be huge. And I was like, there you go. So thank you for being here, but not being here. That's fine by us.
Concentrate on your meeting.
Yeah, concentrate on your meeting, dude. Make some money. Fuck's sake. Come on. Mystic, congratulations. You got man of the match for your football tonight. Awesome. Well done. That's all good. So, yeah, we got no guests, but we got loads to talk. Stop it. Go. Go to your bloody meeting. There you go. Life lesson. Everyone listen to me. No, that's not what you can take away from this movie. Because some of the shit that comes out of my mouth is not a good idea. So sometimes listen to me, but sometimes there's probably better advice out there. That's my,
take it all with a pinch of salt.
Take it with a pinch of salt. Disclaimer. Right. Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I had a go on Raid on Your Parade, which I think we reviewed last week, didn't we? So I downloaded that because my daughter likes those sort of games. So we played a little bit of that. It's quite good fun. Simple little game. Raid on people. Use lighting to scare and burn stuff.
Basically go around, dick over there.
Simple little game. It's on Game Pass. Just download and have a bit of fun with it.
It's worth all that score. What did that got? That got
8 or something like that. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. That's right. So it's worth playing.
Pretty solid 7. Yeah, worth a go. And then the only thing I played, I managed to get on at the right time to play the Resident Evil 8 demo again on Sunday. Because you've got to wait until the wind's in the right direction. The planets are blind for that.
No spoilers. We're playing that on Sunday night. So playing that on the channel. So yeah, we'll talk about that next week if that's all right, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. Yeah. Hashtag Paul's not here. Listen to Mag. Hashtag oh Jesus Christ. If that gets trending on Twitter, God help me. But there you go. There you go. So yeah. So interestingly enough, I'm going to say this now. I played Alien Isolation at the weekend, which I know because Dave and me actually got to meet up in person last weekend, which was amazing. And we were talking about that. And I'm seriously considering adding that to the list of games that we will play going on. Because obviously we're starting 2 new ones this week. We did the medium last night, which for the 3 hours that I did, I thoroughly enjoyed. Endured? No, I thoroughly enjoyed.
You suffered through it. Well done, you.
Yeah, suffering through it. I enjoyed it. And there was one bit that absolutely shit me up. And I think that got clipped. And if it did, great. There was a bit with a bathtub. If anyone starts to go back and watch it, bit with a bathtub where blood was coming out of the bathtub. And then someone just comes up to the window and goes, ah! And I was just like, fuck it out. Like that.
I think I know that bit. It got me as well.
Yeah. It was the only bit that's made me... Was it the only bit that made me jump? Like, only bit that really made me jump. There was another bit that was slightly, but it was so-so. But good game, enjoying that. But Alien Isolation, definitely see why people love that and could enjoy that.
It's very good.
Yeah. Dave, I have a confession to make as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be proud of me.
Oh, am I?
I'm not proud of myself.
Go on then.
Can you guess what it is?
I don't know. What have you're switching across the PlayStation or something like that?
No, fuck off. Am I? Why would I do that? Oh, I got that.
Do tell me.
When the statue came after me. That's right. That's the other bit. You're right, Moonlight. That was it. But that wasn't like a jump scare. But I got scared because I was like running away from it. Why do I keep looking down? Because I'm trying to be all dramatic and stuff. Have you got no idea what I might be streaming that I really don't want to be streaming this week?
Oh, Halo. You're doing a Halo?
I'm doing a Halo 5 stream this week.
Is that campaign or multiplayer?
Probably a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
To try and persuade me whether I actually say I like the game or not.
I'll give it a go and see. I still prefer the original trilogy out of like the next batch 4 and 5. They're not bad. Campaigns are all right, but I'd say, for me, the third one, definitely the best in that original trilogy.
Yeah, I don't care.
Go in with an open mind. Give it a go.
That's the hashtag I love. But yeah, I'm going to give it a whirl. I get so much. Well, I give Halo a lot of stick, but I get so much stick for the fact that I give Halo stick. It's like, right, let's do this. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's on Thursday. Thursday? Am I doing that Thursday lunchtime? I think. I deliberately didn't put it on an evening slot because I didn't think it was worth it. So there you go. You watch.
I'll keep my fingers crossed to get some enjoyment out of it.
I got a horrible feeling I'm just going to like it and then that's the end of my world if I like that. Anyway, on that bombshell, should we get on with the show?
Nah, let's just stop it now.
Give
everyone the evening off.
Really appreciate it. We'll see you next week. No, I'm taking the piss. Let's get on with the show. I bet there's genuinely people going, what? What?
You didn't figure it survived.
Yeah. It's like, is Paul here or not? No, he's not here. Then why are you typing? Why are you in the chat? It's going to be the great Paul mystery. There we go. Right, okay. Games. 8 new games this week. Only what I call one big name game out, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But we're going to start with something that's come out for, interestingly enough, came out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in 2019, but has now had a bit of a facelift. And it's made by the people that make the Yakuza games. So it's out for Xbox Series S and X and PS5 and Stadia. But no one cares about that. This came out Friday last week. This is a Japanese detective yet fighting game. You can't make this shit up, can you? This is called Judgement. Let's have a look at the trailer. Have a look at the trailer, folks. For anyone who's not familiar, we'll play the trailer. Then try and guess what this scored out of 10 in the general reviews. So here we go. This is a game called Judgement. Here we go with the trailer.
Gunfights, murderer on the loose. The city's a mess.
Ugh!
Who are you? The name's Yagami. Clear your schedule, because I'm going to take my time with you.
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Looks like there's only one way out of this, guys. Let's go!
There you go. Swift kick in the bollocks there, I noticed as well. Hello, Chelsea. How you doing? Welcome. Moonlight says, why is it nothing on the Xbox One? It is. It came out on the Xbox One 2 years ago. They've just done a remastered version. So there you go. So yeah, it's very much got elements of Yakuza in terms of the fighting, but it takes itself a lot more seriously. Have you ever come across this game when it was out 2 years ago before?
I remember hearing about it, but it wasn't one that ended up on my radar at the time. Although from reading about it earlier, it was meant to be pretty good. I like the look of it on the trailer. It's like good graphics. It's like, I guess it's got a good story.
Yeah,
fighting. So I don't know. I might have a look at that one. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to come to Game Pass like the other games in the Yakuza.
Yeah,
I guess it might at some point.
Yeah, all the other Yakuza games, except the one that came out just before Christmas, are on there. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out on that. So it's worth checking out. Mystic says, I have a partner who had it. Moonlight's like, I'm going to download this now. It looks cool. Mystic says, I like the graphics of the trailer. Kind of reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul. So a couple of people in the chat also. It's going for 8 out of 10. Anyone else want to have a guess what this got? And I'll just explain again. I scour all the reviews over the internet. And actually, for one, last couple of weeks, we had a couple of games where the reviews haven't come out in time, but we got all the reviews this week. And I try and condense it down to average score out of 10 from all the different reviews. Dave, there's a lot of 8s going there, 8.5 8s. What do you reckon this got?
Oh, I think I'll go along with the 8s as well.
Okay, you're going to go for an 8. He says, sort my London clock out. Oh, you're right. It's slow, dude. Maybe the batteries are going. Hang on. Just for you. Please note, batteries sold separately when you buy Mag clocks.
There we go. All's right with the world.
Right, I'll do it right. There you go. Tunes is saying a 7.5. So it actually got, wait for it, an 8 out of 10. Got really good reviews. They've said they've done a bang-up job on the remaster, and the game's solid. I mean, most of the Yakuza games get really high scores anyway. So I get the feeling it's something, if you get into it, you're going to be really drawn into it. So it's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's a series I do need to have a look at. It's just sitting there on Game Pass waiting for me to dive into one of them. Now I finished Andromeda. Perhaps I'm free at some time for it.
Maybe you'll jump onto that. And Moonlight looks like she's going to jump on it as well. So she can let us know what she thinks of it. But yeah, that came out for, as I say, it's already out for PS4 and Xbox. Came out a couple of years ago, but it's now on Xbox Series S and X, PS5 and Stadia. Came out last Friday. If you want to go and check it out. Now, another game that is nearly 11 years old, and it came out for PlayStation, but you could only get it in Japan. Talk about being awkward. They have finally remastered it, but interestingly, they haven't done it for next gen yet. They're doing it for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. This is the prequel to Nier Automata. And I'm not going to read the full name of the game out because, frankly, the title takes the piss. But this is Nier Replicant. This also came out last Friday. Let's have a look at the trailer and let us know what you think. Shall I say what the full title of the game is, just for a laugh?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, so it's actually Nier Replicant version 1.1.224744871139. That is what the actual game's called. Only in Japan, ladies and gents. Only in Japan. So here we go. Let's have a look at the trailer and then let us know your thoughts to this game. Here we go.
Stay away from my sister. My sister is sick, and my only goal is to ensure that the two of us survive.
I'm tired of this world and everybody in it.
I won't just sit around and let you fight while I stay behind.
Don't get too excited. This is just some old legend.
With your power, we can cure Yona.
These swords of mine need a true home, but you'll do for now.
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something. Let's all make it back alive, okay?
This ends now.
I'm going to save you. I swear it.
So there you go, folks. That's Nier Replicant. Was that bit dodgy? Was it not playing as it should?
It looks a bit choppy from my point of view.
Oh shit! It was running all right from my end. Never mind. Sorry about that, folks. Shit happens. There you go. I know Lady Red loves the Nier games. Is Judgement on Game Pass? Not that I'm aware of, Moonlight. As far as I know, it's not on. You might have to search for it. It might be the Xbox One version, might be, but I don't know. Hello, thank you for the raid, Pixie, as well. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I know me and Dave have played Nier Automata. So this is a thing. It's really weird that they only ever brought it out in Japan. And now it's finally getting here 11 years later. They've given it a massive facelift with graphically. Apparently they've changed the ending as well, which was quite a big thing for fans. But if you played Nier Automata, you pretty much know what you're going to get. So, I mean, your thoughts on this, Dave?
It looks nice enough the way they've updated the graphics for it. It sort of matches quite nicely with Nier Automata, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From what I was reading of this game, it is more of the same. It's just not quite as refined in its gameplay mechanics as Automata. Obviously, being the newer one, they could improve things as they went along with that one. So this one's still got some of the little bits of jank, I think, that it had originally.
Yeah.
But I think if you like the characters, like that world, you're going to get something out of this one.
Yeah. Discord, thank you very much for the bits. 2 Show Love bits and 2 Unibomb bits. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, they said there's a lot of it that's there that was a little bit clunky in the original. It's been left in there. But they said for everything that kind of is a little bit annoying, it makes up for it generally. But it is a bit of a grind game. But if you're willing to see it through to the end, it's worth it. I see Lady Red's giving it a 9 out of 10. Moonlight gives 8.5. Anyone else want to have a guess? Let us know in the chat. Dave, what do you think this got out of 10?
Oh, yes. I'll go a little bit low. I'll give it a 7 since it's still got some of the sort of jankiness that it had originally. Okay. So it's not quite as refined.
Moonlight says, I'm certainly not paying £54 for Judgement. They can kiss my ass.
Wait for a sale.
Give it 6 months. It'll be on Game Pass. Trust me. It'll happen. Don't worry. Tune says a 7 out of 10. Any other guesses? Hello, Discord, by the way. I didn't actually say hello. I just said thank you for the bits. But there you go. You missed it. You were making food. That's fine. Just give us a score out of 10, Mystic. It doesn't matter. Even if you missed it. Go on. Just have a guess. You never know. You might be right. No, they're not bitties, Moonlight. God, I hate that phrase. Everyone brings that up every time. No bitties. Okay, well, yeah. The jankiness is a bit annoying, as you said, but it's still worth playing. And if you love those games, Paul Newton's going for a 7. It gets an 8 out of 10.
An 8, cool.
Another 8 out of 10. So if you love the Nier games, Mystic went for an 8. You got that right. We're going for all the hashtags tonight. Bitties are amazing. Dear oh dear. I'm going to have to drink. I took such a big gulp of air that I nearly choked. But yeah, 8 out of 10, folks. So if you love Nier Automata, and I know Lady Red does, or you love those types of games, go get it. Certainly worth getting. As I said, that came out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC last Friday. We don't know if there's going to be a next-gen version or not, but those are the ones that have come out. Talking about a little bit of game news. First game news. Kind of a bit of, not necessarily sad, but it's sad to see people. Yeah, you picked a number and got it right. There you go. Look at the draw. What was that game again? That was Nier Replicant. And I can't remember the number because I've deleted it off my dashboard. Version 0.12947676421789456425645 infinite or some shit like that. I don't know.
I think I read that with the square root of 1.5. That's
probably something like that.
Something like that. Some daft ruse.
Divided by pi.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Square root or pi. It's something like that. That's why I've done it. If
you like it, go buy it. If you don't, who gives a shit? It's there. It exists now. There you go. So a little bit of sad news. So there's a chap who's been in charge of Blizzard. Blizzard, obviously, very well known for games such as World of Warcraft and obviously Overwatch. And we are getting very close to the second Overwatch coming out. And this person was responsible for Overwatch, and that is Jeff Kaplan. And Jeff Kaplan has announced he's leaving after 19 years. And we don't know what he's doing.
Maybe just fancies a change. Some of the people who've worked at big companies will sometimes go and start a little smaller ones. They can deal with like a little more personal projects, don't they? Because stuff like Overwatch and WoW, they're just huge.
Well, Overwatch is
massive things to keep control of.
Overwatch is massive. And I mean, he started off as like someone that was working on one of the World of Warcraft games. He then was given his own little department to work on a first-person shooter, which actually never came out, but it actually set the ground for Overwatch. So then Overwatch was his next project, big project, and look how that turned out. People are a little bit worried that the next Overwatch, like, oh God, if he's left, what's going to happen? But he's still got a lot of the main team working on it. And for people who are fans of Overwatch, if you didn't know, it's going to be the first Overwatch that is also going to have a solo player campaign experience, which gives you all the different delves into the backstories of all the characters, adds a bit more story, a bit more depth, all that sort of stuff. Because a lot of people thought Overwatch is a great multiplayer game, but there was no story. And the only story were those little YouTube videos about each character. So people felt a little bit cheated to start with when it first came out. But now they're going to try and make up for that. So, yeah.
It reminds me of Titanfall a bit, the way they're doing that, because Titanfall 1 didn't have a campaign, but the second one did.
Exactly. So I think they've gone down the same route as that, which should be absolutely fine. So there you go. We wish you all the best, Jeff Kaplan, for whatever you may do, whatever you may succeed. A fair play to you for 19 years with Blizzard. So there you go. So we'll have to see if his name crops up with what his next project is. So there you are. Right, that was nice and easy. Moving swiftly on, another game. This is a bit of an odd one. This came out Thursday last week. So we got a couple of games now that came out Thursday last week. This is a game called Smelter. It's going back to 16-bit era. It does remind me of another game, which I can't remember the name of, and hopefully it'll come to me when this happens. But it's kind of two games in one, and you'll see. Forgive the trailer, because the trailer, annoyingly, has a lot of crap that isn't even in the game. But we'll see. But this is out on Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Let's have a look at the trailer. Hopefully it's not choppy as fuck. And we'll see what happens. I'll actually just check, make sure that's all set. Yes, it is. That's fine. Let's play the trailer and see what happens. Fingers crossed. There you go. So that's Smelter, ladies and gents, which came out Thursday last week. So Moonlight's quite rightly says it looks a bit like Pokemon. And when the trailer starts, I was like, yeah, is this going to be a Pokemon game? And also harks back to Thundercats, etc. So there you go. Don't worry, mate, that you're 30 minutes late. It's good to have you here. Welcome. Welcome. But then when you get into it, you go, oh, it's a side-scrolling like game. But then it's not, because it's got elements of that, but then it's got elements of strategy where you run little bases, which is like Command and Conquer. So you're kind of like, okay. Now, back in the days of the SNES and the Mega Drive, there's quite a few of the games like this where you would have a strategy bit and you build your bases and do it. But then you go to the bases and then you have an action side-scrolling level. I had a game on the SNES exactly like that. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it.
I'll come back to you after the show, guarantee.
It probably will, like in 4 days. Yeah, Tune says it's like a side scroll a la Broforce and then RTS like Dune 2. Very true. Paul Newton was like, what the hell was that? Scores are already coming in. Lady Red says 7, Mystic says 8, Moonlight's going for a 6. But I felt like the trailer didn't actually represent the game at all, because it got Pokemon vibes from that. Your thoughts on this one, Dave?
I thought the side-scrolling action looked quite good, but I'm not too sure about the mix of the the strategy. That didn't look that great graphic-wise to me. I prefer the look of the side-scroll. It looked better, looked like it had more action to it. Decent-sized bosses to fight, like the usual thing you'd expect from a side-scroller. But no, I'm not sure about that extra strategy bit. It could be good, I don't know, but there wasn't enough time in the trailer to really tell, quite how you controlled it. Wasn't much to it, much nuance.
No, too much of cartoon in the trailer and not actual gameplay, which doesn't really help. So we've got quite a few scores, mixes of 8s, 7s, and 6s. What do you reckon this got, Dave?
I'm gonna go for a 7 again.
Okay, you're going to go for a 7. Have we got any other guesses for this? As I said, this came out Thursday last week on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. Tunes is going for a 6.5. I can tell you now, it got a 5 out of 10.
That is, definitely want to skip then.
So they basically
should just concentrate on one thing, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And because they've tried to do a cross of two things, they haven't done either quite well. They've said the management bit isn't great. It's quite clunky to move around. And then the action bits are actually quite bland. You saw some of the bosses. It's like, oh, jump over the hand. Hack, hack, hack. Jump over the hand. Hack, hack, hack. Like for the bosses,
then.
It's really basic. And And therefore, people who like those kind of games may get some fun out of it, but it's just very average. As Paul said, Moonlight is spot on. That was the start of an 80s cartoon. It's very true. Could have been an 80s cartoon. There you go. But yeah, that is Smelter, 5 out of 10, out last Thursday. Hey, Boss Hoggy, how you doing? Good to see you. Our next game, again, something very different. A franchise that doesn't always come out every year, but they've done some massive changes to it. This is out for all the Xboxes, all the PlayStations, PC, Switch, and Stadia, so you can literally get it on everything except VR. This is Moto GP21. So if you like your motorbike racing, this is going to be right up your street. We'll have a look at the trailer and then have a guess at what this scored in the reviews when it came out Thursday last week. Here we go.
Peggy 3.
So there you go. That is Moto GP21. Now, with the Moto games, it has been said that it is a very steep learning curve. It's not like a game you can just pick up and start playing. And I've always said it's almost like they're punishing new players. It's like, oh, it's a private club. If you haven't played them before, go away, which is interesting. But they've said they've changed that in this one. So it is a lot easier to play and pick up. And for people who might not have been fans before, you could get into it. Tune said, I played this last week. I'm still no good at it, but enjoyed the brief spin I took on it. So that might prove the point. Moonlight said, this looks really bad, so I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. Fair enough. Also, Discord, thank you for supporting Erm's channel. Appreciate that, dude. Discord's hopping in and out of different people's channels. He's giving them bits, which is cool. Top man. Thank you for that. Yeah, Dave, motor racing, motorcycle racing. Would you give this?
I probably wouldn't bother with this one myself. It's not a sport that really grabs me at all. From reading up on it, it sounds like they've got a fair amount to it. There's like a bit of a managerial system where you get to like choose your crew, choose your personal manager, engineers, stuff like that to help you out with your race, with your career. So it sounds like they've got some nice stuff there to sort of so it's not just the racing. There's a bit more to it. But it sounds like they've got like a decent AI system in there. Got various bits into sort of make it a good simulation. Got to keep track of your fuel consumption and your brake temperatures you're going around. Yeah. But I'm guessing if you're saying it's a bit more accessible, perhaps a setting so you haven't got to do some of that if you don't want to. Because I can imagine some of that, if it was a really deep simulation, would put a lot of new players off. For a lot of people, you want to pick up a game and get into it in 5 minutes, not be messing around, trying to get your fuel levels right, keep your iron temperature, just drive you mad. Maybe if you actually play it for a bit and you start to fall for it, then yeah, you'll want to delve into that. But you want it to be a bit pick up and play to begin with, definitely.
Well, we're getting lots of different scores. We're getting 4s, 5s, 7s, all down this. I can tell you a couple of things about it. They built a mechanic into the game for the first time ever, which is quite interesting, which you can turn off. But it's if you get knocked off your bike, what used to happen is you would just respawn and would carry on. And what they've done is they make realistic. If you get knocked off your bike, you have to run over, pick up the bike, get on it. And they said it looks beautiful how they've done it. It all looks great. However, all the CPU component players, they get knocked off the bike. They just respawn and carry off. So if you're running across the track to get on your bike, they're just pegging it off into the distance. And they were like, what's the point of that? You actually gives you a disadvantage.
Yeah, you just turn it off.
That's a bit of poor. They need to turn that off or make the CPU ones fall over. And the other thing is, obviously, there are female motorcycle sports people, personalities in this sport now. And you can play as them, But still, in the cutscenes, everyone is referred to as he. So even if you're playing a female character, they refer to the character as he, which they should have sorted. Like, you think that that's a simple bit of code. Like, if you select female, it's she. If you select the guy, see, whatever. I know they fucked it up. So what do we reckon?
Must have run out of money to re-record the voices.
They probably did. So what do we reckon this got out of 10 then, Dave?
Oh, I know. I'm gonna guess a 6.
Okay, I can tell you. Interestingly enough, and it's a little bit split here, and this is the first time I've done this. I'm going to give this 2 scores, and there's a reason why. So, for the Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch version, it got 7 out of 10. But interestingly enough, the PC and Stadia version got 6 out of 10. Because there's a few more little glitches in it on the PC and Stadia version, apparently. Whereas actually the console versions are actually better. Mystic, I will totally agree with that. But there you go. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. But yeah, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for that one on PC, but 7 out of 10 on the consoles and Switch. So there you go. That came out last Thursday. If you love riding bikes, I'll see Paul Newton says, I love riding bikes, but I wouldn't play that. Go back to your meeting. Let's talk about some more news. So, interesting. PlayStation, or should I say Sony, this week has been rolling out a new Sony on-demand video service on PlayStation. And people are going to be like, oh. You can only get it in Poland because they're only tested it in Poland. And basically it means you can get films from the Sony catalogue. So the most recent ones they've added are things like Zombieland, Double Tap, Venom, and Vin Diesel's last film, which actually was one of the few films that did come out at cinemas before the pandemic, Bloodshot. Now, you might go, well, that's all well and good, but why have they rolled it out in Poland? Dave, have you got any ideas why this is?
Well, sometimes companies just launching one territory or a couple of territories just to do some testing, see how the network stands up. I can remember like Disney did that before they went with Disney Plus. Over here we had Disney Life, but that wasn't available everywhere. Yeah, just to give them a start, check everything works all right before they move on to it. Try and roll it out wider, but I don't know. Do we need yet another video streaming service? Well, this is the thing, but this is why they've done it in Poland, because Poland does not have Hulu or Netflix and a number of other things because of copyright law. So Sony, because they've got PlayStation, can do that. So they are only going to probably roll this out to certain countries that don't have those kind of streaming services available. Because, as you said, and Tune says, didn't we talk about this? We kind of talked about it. What they did was they got rid of their on-demand video PlayStation because they're just not selling. So, like, you've got the store where you buy videos and rent videos on. They're getting rid of it. But what they are going to do is sell to markets that haven't got that there. So that's what they're doing, which is interesting. So there you go. But thank you, Mystic, by the way. Thank you. And Discord, thank you very much for the 5 Pride bits. Appreciate it. So, yeah, so we might see in other countries that basically don't get things like Amazon or Disney Plus and that will be able to get that. But you look at the back catalogue of most Sony films, not a lot of good films. No, you'll probably find a lot of it's tied up with Netflix or whatever over here already. So, yeah, that's one reason I can't bring it over. I have to wait for the the rights to run out and get it back and then do it. But we do seem to be getting far too many of these streaming services. I mean, I think I already pay for 3 of them: Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. I don't want to keep paying for more. And if companies are going to keep splitting their stuff back out to their own service, you've got to send people back to all those dodgy sites where you can get them for a bit less. But we didn't endorse that, ladies and gents. No. But Dave did. Shh. I like that. Tunes, as we also know. Yes, we all pay for them.
Of course we do. I did hear a little bit of news, totally unrelated. You know, I recently watched all the Marvel films in order that have come out all the way up to, you know, the last one. Now, ironically, 3 of them aren't on Disney Plus. One is The Incredible Hulk, which is owned by Universal, so that is on Netflix. And then 2 are on Amazon, but not on Disney Plus, which you'd think, because Sony share the rights. However, they just announced this week that Sony are going to let Disney Plus have those 2 films. So it'll only be The Incredible Hulk that doesn't basically isn't there, but that might happen as well. You never know.
Oh, you're not missing much for that one.
Not missing much as well. Moonlight says The New Mutants is best. I've still not seen that. I need to see that.
No, I've got to get around to that one as well.
Oh, blimey. Discord said, Pixie hates me because I've done one singer shanty and now have enough for it again. Poor Pixie. Bless her. Poor Pixie. So there you go. So that's what they're doing. So it might not affect us, and I don't think if they brought it out, it would make any difference here. I don't think people will go for it. But for countries that haven't got all those different streaming services, it's a bonus. So there you go. Right. Couple more games now. 2 with both very bizarre names. What's that? Actress. Yeah. What's the name of the actress that's from Game of Thrones? Maisie something.
Yeah, I know who you mean. The name's escaping me as well.
She's in the New Mutants. They've also said, Maisie Williams, thank you, Moonlight. They've also said, I don't know why we're talking about this because it's nothing to do with games, but they've also said that the girl that plays Khaleesi from Game of Thrones is going to be in the new Disney Plus Shield show that's got Samuel L. Jackson. So she's turning up in it. So there you go.
Cool.
Useless information, but that was news this week. There you go. So here we go. Next game. Games with bloody stupid names. I have no idea what this game's about. This has only came out Thursday last week. It was only for PlayStation 4 and Switch, based on Japanese games. And the only trailer I could get was in Japanese. So here we go with Atelier Mysterious Trilogy Pack. Make of this what you will, people. We're going to see what. Have a look at the trailer and let us know what you think of this. But this is just going to be bizarre. Here we go. Oh, and before we start, the only thing I'm going to say about this is, and you'll see what I mean. Here we go. Now, do you want me to play that bit at the beginning again? Because
yeah, go for it.
I think that cracked people up. People in the thing. Let's get that back on the screen. Hang on. Wait for it, folks. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? That noise. What's that about?
I don't know, is that a noise that Japanese women make normally? Or is that just an anime thing?
I hope not, because that'd scare the shit out of me.
They snuck up behind you in the dead of night and did that. Oh, Christ, yeah.
It was like,
It'd be worse than the media, wouldn't it, or Alien?
Well, I watched the trailer of that this afternoon, and I burst out laughing, and then that's why I had to do that. Yes, Asian noises. There you go. You're going to learn to game. Hello, how you doing? But you click that. It made me laugh every time. Made me absolutely burst out laughing. Oh, my bloody chat stopped working. Never mind. See what's going on with that. Yeah, it's working again. Is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. So there you go. Yeah, it's another JRPG. What do you want me to tell you about it? I'm sick to death of JRPGs, to be honest. But
it feels like that's all we've had as filler from all the usual big AAA stuff that we usually look at.
Yeah, we've had so many of these bloody things. But obviously, it's a bit of a remake because they've rejigged some games and brought them together. Dave, you want to elaborate any more on this if you know anything about it?
A little bit. I think these are all PS4 games originally, so they're not even that old. I think they were 2016, 2017, 2018 they originally came out. I can't say I've ever heard of this trilogy, but apparently there's some beloved JRPGs. So I guess if you're into that, into those games, you probably already know about these and you're going to have a blast at them. But apparently it's not just these as well. There was a previous trilogy that was re-released not long ago with some PS3 versions. That was called Atelier Dusk Trilogy Deluxe Pack. So it's quite a big series, but one that probably hasn't been come over here recently.
It's probably been huge in Japan. They're probably
a lot of those are. We don't always hear about them.
Oh no. Oh man. I mean, what do we reckon this got score-wise? Because I reckon a lot of people, this ain't going to be their bag. I mean, Moonlight said I'll give it a 2 out of 10. There we go. Lady Red says 6 out of 10. You're going to learn. Said, doing well, good sir. Wanted to come by, so you are. Show my love before getting beat in Madden. Stay strong, my friend. You can win these games. Go for it. Go for it. It looks bad, but I'm giving an extra point for the noise. Dave, do you want to have a guess? What this?
I'm just going to guess a 7. I've no idea about these things.
Well, so Mr. Paulie, we are talking about more Japanese RPGs. It got an 8 out of 10. I'm not going to beat around the bush. 8 out of 10. If you love this stuff, you'll absolutely mop it up. But if you don't, stay away from it. Unless you want to do that noise over and over again, which I'm never going to play ever again. But there you go. So there you go. Out on PS4 and Switch. Came out last Thursday. Atelier Mysterious Trilogy Pack. I can't even get excited about that. I'm not going to lie.
I like Tunes coming.
Tunes is, yeah. I'd rather stab myself in the face with a fork. Hang on. A rusty fork. Do a spoon. Rusty spoon. You're going to learn to game. He's going to do the best. I believe in you. I believe in you. Let's get on to another game. Another game with a really weird title. However, to me, this looks way better than what we've just watched. But again, with the weird names, are you ready for this one, people?
Yeah, go for it.
You're going to love this one. This is Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. I mean, what the hell's going on? I know we're in a flipping pandemic, but who's coming up with these games? Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion.
It's a memorable title.
It is. We're going to play the trailer. Let us know what you think in the chat. Oh, God, help me. Here we go. There you go. I've just seen everyone's comments in the chat. It just make me laugh. Like people are like, what the is this?
I do love the title for that. Just stick in your mind, that one.
I know. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Like, sounds like they've stolen the sound effects from Stream Raiders. Paul Newton, what the fuck is this? Discord said, is that an animated Jimmy Carr? Did look like him. Turnips invade Stardew Valley. Who the fuck decided to actually make this? The turnip looks cute, though. Big Bad Piggy, eat the turnip. I know, I like some of the things. There was a giant cat. We have consoles that can make near realistic games. What shall we make? This game. Something for the Game Boy. I can see people are not liking this. This is a crazy 8-bit style game that you basically... Little Turnip hasn't been paying his taxes, so he has everyone coming after him, and you've got fights to survive. Oh, God. That's the only way I can really describe it. Dave, your thoughts on this?
I think it looks like it could be quite amusing. I mean, hopefully it's not too long. It looks like it's sort of thing that might run out of steam to try and drag it out. Yeah. But it's a little short, sweet Zelda type adventure with a bit of tax evasion thrown in for good measure. It could actually be quite good fun. I quite like the look of it.
Just that comment alone makes me laugh. Discord says 5 out of 10. Lady Red says 7 out of 10. Moonlight is 1 out of 10. If you want to have a guess, let us know how many out of 10 you think this got from all the reviews. As I said, came out Thursday last week on PC and Switch. Dave, what do you reckon it got?
I'm going to go for an 8. I like the look of it.
You like the look of it. Tunes is going for a 7.5 out of 10. I just say that I never do 0.5s. But again, I guess it means if it gets he gets it right. But then if he gets it 8, he gets it right. So it actually got... Oh, actually, before I say that, I like that. That's the realistic game. You didn't pay your taxes. Taxman takes your house. End the game.
Nice and short. Gets its story across.
Yeah, 1 minute. You pay 45 quid for the game and it lasts 1 minute. There you go. 7 out of 10.
No,
it's good fun. It's good fun. Again, if people don't like the look of this, I wouldn't suggest playing it. But it does remind some people a bit like some like the early Zelda games. If you remember, Zelda was over the top thing, but with a lot more chaotic. A bit like Enter the Gungeon in some ways as well, which I played recently on this channel, which I enjoyed immensely. So it's just absolute chaos, that game. Why did a vegetable get 7 out of 10? I'm livid. Don't blame us, blame the reviewers. There you go. Right. Should we talk about a film that came out? Actually, it came out 2 weekends ago. I don't know if anyone has seen this. We don't normally talk about films, but the new Mortal Kombat film came out 2 Saturdays ago on HBO Max. You got that damn right, Tunes. Mortal Kombat. If you've seen it, let us know your thoughts in the channel. I know You Gonna Learn was going to watch it. He said it's amazing. Moonlight, I hate HBO. Tunes love it. I like HBO. They've done the really good stuff, except they've axed some of my favourite bloody things. Like watched it. Backstory's awesome. Should we play the trailer? They ruined Game of Thrones. Yeah, but that's not HBO. HBO had Game of Thrones the whole time. But they did ruin Ray Donovan because they axed it one series before it was supposed to end. Bastards. But should we watch the trailer? For those who've not seen it, we might as well.
Yeah, whack it on.
Why not? For those who've got short-term memories, because we played this trailer at least twice on this show, let's play it again. This is the Red Band trailer, so it's all gory. Here we go. This is the trailer for Mortal Kombat. Here we go.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Thanks, Jax.
Kung Lao. Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
Sub-Zero. Get over here! Finish them!
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
So yeah, that was the trailer for Mortal Kombat, which came out. Quite a lot of people very beastly played the role well. So yeah, ain't gonna lie, Sub-Zero. Everyone said that Sub-Zero and Scorpion were probably the two best characters in it. A lot of people have been. We've seen a lot of mixed reviews. Nothing saying it's awful, but we got some really good reviews, and we've seen some very average reviews. And just to clarify, as Lady Red said, Moonlight, they never finished the books for Game of Thrones, and HBO were forced into contracts that they had to finish it off, so they basically made up the end. So that's probably why the last series did suck. The rest of it was cool. But there you go. If you don't like Mortal Kombat, you don't like Mortal Kombat. That's fair enough. Lady Red says, I'm not normally one of these kind of movie things, but I might watch this. Dave, your thoughts on it?
Oh, from the trailer, it looks okay. I mean, I'm not a massive Mortal Kombat fan, if I'm honest. I've tried a couple of the games; they're all right. But I always find the problem with these, video game to film adaptations is there's usually so much lore from all the games they've got to try and fit into a short run time, and then throw in, all the various bits of fan service here and there that they always end up a little bit lacking. So I don't know if this one's ended at the same, but it looks all right. It's probably going to be fun. Decent action scenes at least. I'll give it a watch if it comes onto one of the streaming services over here.
Yeah. What do you reckon this we've got out of scores? Now, we normally don't talk about films, but as it's a computer game film, we're going to do a score thing. So on the average of the scores, what do we reckon it got? Chuck your scores in the chat. As I say, I've seen some very mixed reviews up and down. Dave, give us a score and I'll see what scores go in the chat.
I'll guess a 6.
Okay. Lady Red says an 8. Tune says a 7. Mr. Newton says an 8. Let's see if we got any more coming in. And oh yeah, Discord. Yeah, we talked about Halo at the start. I mentioned the Halo stream.
He's looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Not. But there you go. Anyway, no, I won't. Then again, maybe I will. Who knows? Well, I'll play it and I'll let you know. I will be honest. I'm not gonna play it and secretly love it and go, no, that's shit. If I end up actually enjoying it, I'll be honest on this channel, But there you go. You're Gonna Learn says 9 out of 10. So there you go. It was Nodding Pixie. I think did you mean Modding Pixie? Because Nodding Pixie would be that. There you go.
Just agreeing with everything she said.
Yeah, just agree with everything. Do you like that? Yeah. Got to aim high. 9 out of 10. Yeah. Does Pixie know you were nodding her? Says Tunes. So it got. overall about 7 out of 10, which ain't bad. Means it's not going to send the world alight, but it's decent. I did see a few people saying that they still preferred the original Mortal Kombat film from 1995. And I was like, really? This looks so much better. But there's a lot of people that said they thought it was better. But at least it's not as nowhere near as bad as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Because if anyone has seen that film, oh my God, what a piece of shit that is. I know. I watched it. So there you go. 7 out of 10. Should we do another game, Dave?
Go on then.
Because we're halfway through the show. We might as well talk about another game. Here's another one with Discord, your autocorrect is all over the place, dude. All over the place. Here's another game with a completely crazy name. Now, interestingly enough, this actually came out on Xbox about 3 years ago, but it's literally only come to PlayStation 4 and PC Thursday last week. This is a game called Buildings Have Feelings Too. Aww. Let's watch the trailer and see what we think. Let us know in the chat your thoughts as well. Here we go.
The sights and sounds of a young community. Everyone with their own hopes and fears as they grow in this uncertain world. Over time, cracks begin to show in our foundations, and trying times leave us in disrepair. However, in the dust of our own downfall, we rebuild and forge a new future with our friends. Brick by brick, we band together. Communities and neighborhoods are constructed with new purpose and a shared goal. Look at that fella go. Working alongside one another, we can achieve great things and ascend to new heights. Oh, what a beautiful place. We balance our needs amongst the many, with generations old and new, bringing forth a new era of discovery and commerce. Do you have what it takes to turn this city into the metropolitan empire it yearns to be? Do you remember that buildings have feelings too? Buildings have feelings too. Out now.
There you go. That's Buildings Have Feelings Too. As I said, it came out on Xbox One a couple of years ago. Hey, Virgil. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate the alert, dude. As Paul Newton said, buildings have feelings and turnips pay taxes. I need some sleep. Mate, you've had a long day and a big meeting, so that's probably why. Hello, hey all. How you doing? Good to see you. As a surveyor, I would like to point out there are several technical inaccuracies with this game. Would you mean something to do with the fact that the buildings have legs and arms? Would that have anything to do with it? But it's taken a couple of years for this to come out on these other platforms. Go on, Dave. I'll let you chat about it, and then I'll give a little bit more about it.
Well, it's not what I've heard of. I didn't know it had come out a couple of years back on the Xbox at all. Must have just snuck out in the background. Yeah, I got ignored by everyone. Now they're giving it another go. I say it looks nice enough in the trailer. I quite like the idea behind it. Buildings have got little personalities. You've got to help them feel good to grow the metropolis. It looks quite good. As to if it's actually a good sort of city building sim, don't know. You can't make that out from that trailer.
Don't think the trailer tells a lot. What do we think scores wise? This is getting now. All I'm going to say is, and this might sway your scores, there's probably a reason why you never heard of it on the Xbox. And that's all I'm going to say. Lady Red's going for a 6. Tune says a 6. Moonlight's going for a 9. Any other guesses? Discord's going for an 8.
I want to go between everyone else. I'm going to go for a 7.
Going for a 7. Hale, it's a game called, I can't say this, Buildings Have Feelings Too.
Oh.
I was like, we didn't even rehearse that, Dave. We did that really well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do it again?
No, we've done it well once.
Yeah,
get it. We'll
end it on a high. Might as well, There we go. So it's Discord's going for a 4. Erm's going for a 6. Hal says 10 out of 10 because they do have feelings. Well, I'm about to hurt their feelings because it got a stinking 4 out of 10.
Ooh,
our lowest scoring game this week, people. It wasn't particularly a great game when it came out on Xbox, hence why nobody seems to have heard it. And they've kind of just brought it out on PC and PS4 and just not bothered to fix the problems that were on the other version. So they just basically ported it over. It's not, there's better building strategy sims out there, but generally it's got a lot of bad reviews, unfortunately. So it's a 4 out of 10 for Buildings Have Feelings Too. It's the buildings are probably now in a corner crying somewhere. That is out on PC and PS4, came out last Thursday. And as I said, came out on Xbox a couple of years ago. Want to talk about the new Battlefield game? I'm actually quite excited about this. So, a couple of things we've learned about the new Battlefield game. Even though we got no footage or no nothing, there is a new Battlefield game. It is coming out end of this year. They have said end of this year. Thank you, Discord, for the party bit. 4 studios have been working on it to make sure that it reaches that deadline and actually comes out when it's supposed to. And the interesting thing is, it seems to be that it might be next gen only, but we're not sure. There was a bit of a thing where they just talked about next gen because what they can do with all the graphics and everything. So some people are a little bit worried, but they have said that a trailer is coming very soon. So I guess we will have a trailer at some point. On top of that, to keep you entertained if you're Battlefield thing, they're releasing a mobile phone game of Battlefield to keep you entertained. Woo!
Mobile.
Great for people who haven't got a console or PC or even shitty Stadia. So there you go. But Dave, Battlefield, love it or hate it?
So I like the Battlefield games. I haven't played the recent ones, but I used to, great fun with Battlefield 2 and 3. Absolutely love those. 2 especially. That was absolutely fantastic. Put loads of hours into multiplayer for that. So I'll have a look at this one, see what it looks like when it comes out. Be interested to see whether it is next gen only, because I think we're kind of still in that state where there's not enough next gen consoles out there to really warrant doing that at the moment. I think most of them are still in scalpers' hands, and they're probably not going to pony up for a copy of that game each, are they?
That's the problem. I think I don't know whether they've done it to try and generate interest in that, but it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it didn't come to the previous gen as well. It might be a bit more cut down, perhaps, in what it's doing, graphic-wise, and using normal hard disk instead of an SSD and stuff like that. But I would have thought it would be on both.
Fingers crossed. It looks pretty damn good. I think it'll be great. Discord, thank you for the other Bible thump bit. Is that what that's called? I would have called it a crying bit, but never mind. Anyway, we love the Battlefield games. We played Battlefield games on here. I'm quite excited to see what comes out. I didn't even know this was due to come out at all. It was not even on the radar of any of the games that was announced for this year originally. So I'm quite excited for this. This might actually be a next-gen game that comes out that's actually going to come out this year, fingers crossed. So keep our fingers crossed. So there you go. Right, our final game of this evening, but we've got final game we were kind of reviewing, but we've got lots of other games to talk about. This is going to lead in nicely to something we're going to talk about a little bit later on. This is a Oculus game. And a little bit later on, we're going to do a little segment all about Oculus because they did a big showcase of games coming out. But this game, the reason we're doing this now is it literally came out last week. It came out on the day that Oculus did their big showcase. So this is on PCVR or Oculus. This is a game called Wraith, Oblivion, Afterlife. Let's check out the trailer, see what you think. If I can find it. Where's it gone? There it is. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Here we go.
Where am I? What is this place? What's the matter? Don't you recognize yourself? There was a seance of sorts, but here we are, dead. You're different now. Your senses are more refined, sharper. What is dying good for if you don't adapt to secret? Is that London? Did you murder dear Rachel? The house won't let us leave. There has to be a way out somewhere. I've spent it all. You know how the song goes, right? Ed is dead. Welcome to the afterlife.
So there you go. That is Wraith. Wraith, Oblivion, Afterlife. Very, very much Resident Evil 7 vibes, I would say. Very horror related game, so you'll probably, like me, like last night, shit your pants when there's a jump scare. But this was part of the Oculus showcase. But as I say, that literally came out on the same day, so it was like a big reveal. What are your thoughts on this, Dave? Would you play this?
I probably wouldn't play it, just because I don't really fancy playing a horror game in VR. At least if you play a horror game on your normal TV watching the film, you've got that nice little gap between you and whatever's there, haven't you? Whereas if you play it in VR, and it suddenly appears or fucking legs it at you, scared the living shit out of me. That would, the headset would be getting thrown off like that. So it looks good. As long as it's got like some good interactivity with VR, I bet it'll be a really good game. But I just don't think I could bring myself to play a horror game in it.
See, I couldn't do that in VR. It was bad enough me last night playing the medium, and I nearly fell off my bloody chair. But that would get me. Like, I could not play Resident Evil 7. I played Resident Evil 7. I could not play that in VR. That'd freak me out, some of those bits.
No, I could never do it. I had it with my PSVR when I had that a few years, but I just couldn't bring myself to play that at all. I thought, no, not going to do it.
Yeah, it's, worrying. Tunes, I did not say that, but it's funny you should say that because we're going to be talking that after. Did you read my script somehow, Tunes? I don't know. There you go. Blimey, it's mad. Hello, Mia, by the way. Welcome. I'm leaving. Don't leave. You've only just got here. Calm down. So what do we reckon this got out of 10? A couple of scores already popping in the chat. Moonlight says a 5. Lady Red says an 8. Chat, let us know what you think this got out of 10. Drop us a line. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to guess a 7.
Okay. Tunes is also guessing a 7. Got any other scores? Let us know, chat. What do you reckon this got for this horror VR experience? Going with Dave. Mia says 7. That's cool. All right. I could tell you, you bang on. You got a 7 out of 10. Perfectly decent horror game. But they said, Discord says a 7. If you don't like horror games, don't play it. Virgil says, score for what? I wasn't here. The game we were talking about. Don't worry. If you missed it, you missed it. We showed the trailer. You got to guess what the reviews were. That's what we do on this show. There you go. You'll get it next week, Virgil. Don't worry. Come back. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So there you go. 7 out of 10. So that has been the games for this week. We have got a few more games next week. The week after is, thank God, lots of AAA games coming out. So in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have tons of games to talk about, which is amazing. So just to recap on the scores, we've still got plenty of news, and we're going to talk about all the stuff from Oculus. What was the actual Oculus Showcase called, or was it just called Oculus Showcase?
I think it's just the Oculus Gaming Showcase.
Right, there you go. We're going to be talking about that and playing trailers from that. So don't worry, Mia. You haven't missed all the games, just the games reviewed. So there was Judgement that came out for Xbox, PS5 and Stadia. Out last Friday, got 8 out of 10. Nier Replicant for Xbox One, PS4, PC. Out last Friday, got 8 out of 10. Smelter for Xbox One, PS4, Switch. Got a 5 out of 10. Out last Thursday. Moto GP21, also out last Thursday. 7 out of 10, which is out on Xbox, PS, PC. But the Switch and Stadia version's got 6 out of 10. Atelier Mysterious Trilogy Pack for PS4 and Switch, out last Thursday as well. 8 out of 10. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, out last Thursday on PC and Switch, 7 out of 10. Buildings Have Feelings too for the PC and PS4. Last Thursday, that came out 4 out of 10. And also out last Thursday was Wraith, Oblivion, Afterlife, which we've just seen the trailer for PCVR, Oculus. That got a 7 out of 10. So let's talk about a few more news stories. We've got 2 more news stories, and then we're going to go on to the Oculus showcase, and we're going to play some trailers from that showcase to show people what's coming out. And I've got a rather interesting video to finish the show on. So sorry, Mia, your timing does suck, because let's talk about Cyberpunk. This game is never going to stop. It's going to hunt us down and it's going to kill us all. I swear. Cyberpunk has announced officially, because CD Projekt Red had to put their accounts out there for public domain. And I'm going to put this out in the chat. How many million? Let me get this right. How many million copies do you think Cyberpunk sold initially in 2020 only? So how many million copies of Cyberpunk was sold? This includes the pre-order, but then what was sold with the weeks leading up to Christmas. Dave, do you want to kick us off and chat? Have a guess. How many millions?
I'll guess about 8 million. With their hype machine, I reckon it did quite well.
Okay, I can tell you your guess needs to be a lot higher than that. What's the chat saying? Moonlight says around 14 million. Ooh. Tune says 14 million. I tell you, you two are very close. Virgil's going for 10 million. You're not
15
far off.
million.
Oh, I can tell you, 13.7 million copies sold of Cyberpunk. Right? Now, interestingly enough, and this number seems very low to me, how many actual copies were actually refunded? And it's only a vague thing. How many actual copies were refunded? Now, bearing in mind that PlayStation shut the store down, so that doesn't count, but people who bought copies and went through the process of getting a refund, how many, and I can tell you it's not millions, it's thousands, which is surprising.
I know, 70,000 maybe? Or is that too high?
Way too high. Ooh. Moonlight says 30,000.
20,000?
Dave says 20,000. Any other guesses in the chat? I'll tell you what, Moonlight's been doing a research. Just over 30,000 copies were refunded. That seems pretty low to me, considering that they sold 13.7 million copies, right? But how much did that 30,000 copies cost them in millions? Bearing in mind there was legal fees, the actual refunds themselves, and all the stuff that they had to do to pay back the stores as well. So like, what was it? Certain interest costs and stuff. How many million have they actually lost? Tunes is going for 2.5. Way off. Can tell you now, way off. Dave, what do you reckon?
51.2 million.
You just looked it up, didn't you?
You put it in the email earlier.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, I said we were so bad. Fair enough. Yeah, so out of those 30,000 copies, it has cost them £51.2 million to refund. But they've still made profit, because out of the 13.7 million copies sold, they've only refunded 30,000, which is insane. You'd think it'd be a lot higher than that.
All the noise that was generated around it by various people. Yeah, you would think it'd be higher, but I guess a lot of people just couldn't find the refund option or just decided to keep hold of it and wait for it to get fixed and updated.
Now, bear in mind, this is 2020. So that was only a short space of window. We're only talking 3 weeks. There could be a difference when we see 2021. but most of the people got their refunds even before Christmas. Oh, look at that. Your fan club's in, Dave.
Thank you. I'll try my best. I've heard it.
Now the hairdressers are back open. He was there, front of the queue. There you go. So, there you go. Cyberpunk still making loads of money. I don't know how. Interestingly enough, though, and good to have you here, Foxy, another company is getting into hot water again. Do you remember back in that day when there was these thing called loot boxes in games? And it seemed to be in all the games by EA. And EA got into a lot of shit because basically people saying, well, technically, loot boxes are a form of gambling. Do you think EA have learnt their lesson?
Of course not. Makes them a fucking fortune, so why would you?
Correct. And a document got leaked about the fact that EA are introducing, especially not with FIFA, they are introducing even more loot boxes to FIFA 21. And there was a memo that went out that got leaked to say that this is their prime target and focus to get people spending money. So even after they've been slapped on the wrists to stop doing this, they've sent a memo out saying, sell loot boxes. This is absolutely insane. EA, you're a fucking abysmal company. I'm saying that now. It's shocking. As Moonlight says, oh my God, when will they learn? All large companies with somewhat of a monopoly won't learn their lessons. They'll just make profits, which is true. And people are going to pay these things. They're going to do it. If they love FIFA, they're going to just do it, aren't they? EA, it's in the money. There you go, Lady Red. That was for you. Because it certainly ain't in the game, I'll tell you that. But Dave, what are your opinions on this? And tell us your opinions in the chat as well.
I don't agree with those loot boxes, especially when it's a game where young kids can play it. I think it should be kept away from them. In a game, just adults only, 18 plus. Then I suppose you've got to put them in there.
Yeah.
Then you're a tiny bit more acceptable in there, but I still think they're awful. I mean, from their point of view, I can understand it because it makes them an absolute fortune. So you can appreciate why they keep putting it in there, but call them what you like. Loot boxes, surprise mechanics. They're just not nice things to put in there, especially when you've already paid 40, 50 quid for the game, and then you got this extra layer.
Yeah.
No,
it's
not good.
Pretty shitty of them, I have to say. Very shitty indeed. So EA, you suck as far as I'm concerned. But it's funny how this got leaked. So we might have to see though, because you know what? A couple of other things have been leaked over the COVID period, especially when companies were about to announce some big changes, and then they had to backtracked on them, as you know. It's mad. It's crazy, but there you go. That's a good point. Yeah. Moonlight says your 26th talk show will be half a year of talk shows.
We've been going that long, have we?
Yeah. So we've done. This is our 22nd. So we've got 4 more weeks, and then we'll be going half a year. Maybe we could have a week off and just do one of those crappy highlight ones, or maybe we should save that for Christmas this year. We can say, "Here's a year's worth of funny stuff."
Hopefully, there'll be enough there to drag it out for 2 hours. We must
drag
have
it
some.
for 2 hours. We can have 2 weeks off at Christmas. Mind you, I don't fancy doing the editing for that. Never mind. Tune said, "Did you see some of the stats the research found about loot boxes? Of the 93% of children who play video games, up to 40% open loot boxes. About 5% of gamers generate half the entire revenue from the boxes. 12 out of 13 studies on topics have established ambiguous connections to problem gambling behavior in young men are the most likely to use loot boxes. With young age and low education correlation with increased users." That's shocking. EAB asking €789.59 for all the Sims DLC. That's insane. It's nearly 800 quid. They're never going to learn. I said it once, I'll say it again. EA, you suck. There you go. Right, should we go on to something a bit more positive, Dave?
Go on then.
All right, let's talk about the Oculus Game Showcase. I feel like they could have come up with a better name than that, but, it's what it is. They basically, Thursday last week, did a showcase, as we've seen. PlayStation are doing another one, as we've said, this Thursday. which we'll more than likely talk about on the show next week. And they went through quite a few games that are coming out on VR and Oculus. So I'm going to show some trailers for them. There's some that are already games that are out that they're turning into VR games, and there's some that were brand new, just like we saw a minute ago with Wraith, Oblivion, Afterlife. The first one should be a game that probably nearly everybody's played, but they've now announced that it's coming out on VR. This is not a trailer, but kind of the news story. So I've basically nicked some trailers, and I've nicked some of the news stories from this showcase. This is Resident Evil 4 VR. Let's check this out. Here we go. And as I say, this is literally just a snippet, so it's only 30 seconds. Here we go.
Here's the scoop. We're bringing Resident Evil 4 to Quest 2 later this year. My colleagues at Oculus Studios are working closely with Armature and Capcom to rework the entire game for VR. Only on Quest 2 will you be able to play RE4 from Leon's first-person perspective. Stay tuned for more Resident Evil 4 updates in the lead up to its launch on Quest 2 later this year.
There you go. As I said, it's only a snippet, and it does say pre-alpha footage. Those are not the final graphics. Some of the graphics, I have to say, look good because they look like the Resident Evil game. Some of the, like that Blast Boss monster looks a bit iffy. Virgil says, this looks sick. I think this will be good. Hopefully they don't make the mistake of Doom VR, which they just ported over and it was a bit iffy, as we talked about the other week. Dave, your thoughts on this?
Hopefully this will be quite good. I mean, it's Resident Evil 4 yet again. I mean, it's been on pretty much every platform for years, hasn't it? Re-release after re-release. But it looks like they're at least taking their time to redo some of it to fit into VR properly. So it looks like it should be a good game. Yeah, it's got it's either got natural movement in there, or you can do teleportation to help with motion sickness if you get that, which I do. So I'll be using that. It might be a good way to finally replay the game, because I finished it years ago on the GameCube originally. I think I did try and replay it at some point, but never got back through it. So I might be tempted to jump back into it in VR. But one thing I will be interested to see how they do in VR is what happens when that bastard with the chainsaw comes at you and takes your head off.
Yeah, because
you have that feel in VR.
You had to be pretty nifty with that. So that's a bit like, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I noticed my thing for merch has just come up. So I'm going to do this plug now. If you want mugs, T-shirts, clocks, whatever. Clock's still on time. Just checking the clock just in case. Check out the merch shop. There you go. I'm not playing the video. We'll just do that. That's our plug for tonight. I'll finish my cup of tea as well. I'd definitely give this a go. I think this really looks cool. I'm going to move on to another one now. This is a game that is coming out, and it's going to be not just VR. There's going to be a version of it. I didn't know this was coming out on VR, but I quite fancy this, playing this. I think this is due out this year, I think, but we'll see. The trailer will probably tell us. This is Warhammer 40,000. This is a first-person shooter, but obviously they're giving it the actual VR treatment. So let's have a look at this and see what we think. Again, very short trailer on this one.
The sororitas will cleanse this place.
There you go. So that's all. Now, when I saw that, sorry, I haven't got that function, dude. If you want all the put exclamation commands or command, and it'll tell you all the things on the channel, mate. But I haven't got uptime on this one yet. I haven't done it. I haven't set it up. Again, I've not got VR, so I probably won't play it. Yes, you have, Mia. You've missed it. It's been and gone. You would have had fun because it was guessing how much money have they lost. But there you go. You would have enjoyed that.
You can watch it on catch up after we finish.
Yeah, go watch it on catch up just for that segment. There you go. But that game looks great. But I probably wouldn't play it on VR. But the VR version looks okay for what I've seen. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, from what I can tell from the trailer, it looks like it should be decent. I mean, it's always hard to really get a good feeling for it from those sorts of trailers. You need to actually have the game to get into it, properly see what it's like. As long as they've done a good job with the way it feels, the way the guns feel, it should be a good game. I'll keep my eyes open for that one.
This could be potentially a replacement meet for me for Doom and Doom Eternal. Could be a good, decent first-person shooter. So we'll see how it goes. Didn't have a release date on that, so we'll have to see when it's out. But I would guess it would coincide with when Warhammer 40,000, the main game, comes out. So we'll have to see. Another game that has already been out, but now they've turned it into more of a VR experience. The Walking Dead. Now, this is a proper trailer, you'd like to hear, so it's a little bit longer than 30 seconds. This is Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, called Saints and Sinners Aftershocks. So here we go. Let's have a look at the trailer for this one. See what people think. Let us know in the chat. Here we go.
High alert, all tower troops. Receiving reports of a large stockpile of supplies from... This can't be right. A large stockpile of supplies from the reserve.
The whole thing is wired to blow. We'll smoke her out.
Your lazy shit-heel attitude has cost us even more supplies.
Heavy reclaimed presence looting National Guard cache. Bravo Company sustained severe casualties. Backup requested.
Savages had the presence of mind to walk off with the key to this cache. Got his legs blown off for the trouble.
Shelter in the school to avoid our wrath. Oh, suckling pigs. Their screams will warm me.
This time, lock it down before the tourist gets there.
So that's actually a free update that's coming out. If you've already got the Saints and Sinners game, it is a free update. I have to say, some of it looks quite funny. The bit where the guy had the pistol and he shot the guy and split him in half, I mean, that looked a bit over the top. And I was going to say, it didn't look like there was many zombies in it, but near the end, there was a load of zombies. So I made up for it. It looked like we're shooting people. But also the way the blew ups on and managed to throw a knife and it went straight in their head. It looks quite... It's got to be better than that bloody horrible Zombieland game we showed the trailer for weeks ago.
I think out of all the recent Walking Dead games they tried to do recently, this VR one's the best out of that lot.
Yeah.
I haven't played it myself yet, but it is meant to be very good. It's probably been out for a good year or so.
Yeah,
and there's been doing a good number of free updates for it. So it's one I'm probably going to get at some point to have a look at. Yeah,
Mia says the Walking Dead VR sounds fun. Yeah, I'd give this a go if I could. Definitely would give it a go. So that was that one. What's up next? So a game that we talked about before, we reviewed a couple of weeks ago, is The Climb 2. And they brought out another expansion for this game. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, got some good reviews. So let's have a look at the expansion for The Climb 2. This is called The Climb 2 Freestyle. Again, we've got this lady talking about it. Here we go. Let's have a look at this.
The Climb is actually one of our oldest and most popular games that my team was a part of. I remember when it first launched back in 2016 on Rift with just the gamepad. Then Crytek added touch support, and it's been a VR favorite ever since. The Climb 2 launched last month on the Quest platform. Now, in real life, I'm not a huge fan of heights, let alone hanging off the side of a mountain. But thanks to this game, I can say that I've built up a lot of confidence by climbing mountains and extremely difficult surfaces in some of the most beautiful locations in the world, minus the physical risk or money I'd have to spend in real life. I've really enjoyed some memorable experiences, all from the comfort of my own home. If you haven't tried it out yet, The Climb 2 features free solo climbing in breathtaking landscapes and with the thrill of leaderboard competition. Tomorrow, The Climb 2 is launching their Freestyle expansion pack. This pack will be released in 2 parts with 12 levels total, with the first introducing 6 new levels that will challenge you in both casual and professional modes. There won't be any checkpoints, and completing levels without chalk will get you bonus points. Among the variety of fun challenges this pack offers, we're introducing rhythm-based climbing, where you'll see disappearing grips along your route, requiring you to learn the grip patterns to the beat of a background track to progress through. I just finished trying it out, and clearly I'm not as good of a climber as I thought I was. I'm definitely going to have to build up some more skills. But if you're up for the challenge, you won't need to wait long for it, because the first part of the Freestyle expansion pack goes live tomorrow, April 22nd, on the Oculus Store. And it's free.
There you go. So that shows off another game mode for it. I think they're quite popular. Lady Red says, even if I could play VR, I wouldn't play this. I have a fear of heights really bad. So would I. If I fell off a building on that, I'd probably wee myself, to be honest. There you go. And Demon, who's not Demon tonight, did say about Saints and Sinners Walking Dead VR. Seen gameplay, this actually looks really good. So I think the Walking Dead, at the moment, the Walking Dead one to me looks probably the best one. What do you think of this one, Dave? And this new update for the climb?
It looks really nice. They've improved the graphics a lot from the first one, which I have got that one. Played a little bit of it. It did make me feel a little bit motion sick, especially when you got bits where you sort of flinging yourself from one side of the mountain to another. It's just that bit of movement you get there. If you get motion sick, it can get you, unfortunately. So I didn't end up playing a lot of it because of that. But what I played was quite good. So the climbing works well. You just grip it and going up. And this new one looks nice. It's got some good environments there. They've improved the graphics. So if you can stomach that sort of thing in VR, it's probably have a great time with it.
Defo. Last one. I've picked. There was quite a lot of games in the showcase, but I've just picked out a handful of ones that I thought would look most interesting. This one, again, the lady's kind of describing it. This one is called a sequel. This is Lone Echo 2. Let's check this one out. This one I don't know much about, I'll be brutally honest, so I'll watch this trailer as well at the same time as you guys and see what they say. Here we go.
I know you all have been waiting patiently for this next one, but I can now share that we are launching Lone Echo 2 this summer on the Rift platform and for those playing on the Quest platform with Link. Utilizing all of your favorite mechanics from Lone Echo, in Lone Echo 2, you'll return to the Rings of Saturn to explore an expansive zero-G world, employ high-tech tools to overcome challenges, and uncover the mysteries of the far future. I've been watching the progress on this game throughout development, and as a Lone Echo fan since 2017, I can't wait for you to play this.
There you go. So, a very space kind of one. I just want to say thank you to Emily, the gamer girl, who followed literally like 5 minutes ago. Apologies, we were running a trailer when you followed, so I've only just noticed it. Thank you very much. Bits of this remind me of certain sections of Prey, when you're floating through space and that. I guess you couldn't feel too ill on this one because you're in space, you're just floating around, which seems quite cool. What are your thoughts on this one, Dave?
I'm definitely interested in this one. I haven't got around to playing the first one yet. Although it is on my list to get because it's one of those VR titles that's held of a very good example of the media, right. like Half-Life Alyx did as well. This one is held up there. It's one of the best ones to try. So it's on the list to try. I'm kind of hoping it goes into a sale when the second one comes out. Hoping there might be a little discount and I might pick it up then. But it's meant to be very good. It's got some good interaction, a good sense of presence when you're floating around this space station. And a good story as well, which is always important with some of these things.
Is what kind of game is it? Is it more of a puzzle kind of whodunit, solve it kind of thing, or is it a bit actiony, or what kind of style?
I think it is a bit more of a puzzle type one. So I haven't played it, so I don't know a huge amount, but I think it's got a lot of puzzle solving to it.
Okay. There you go, folks. That is, check out those. All those games will be coming out soon. That is my pick anyway. I picked some of the games from the Oculus gaming event, which was Thursday last week. As I mentioned, PlayStation are doing their event. What's that called again? What do they call it, Dave?
Oh, I think it's State of the Nation, they call that one.
State of the Nation, that's it.
Yeah.
As Dave rightly said before we even start the show, I think that's this Thursday, but they are really focusing on Ratchet and Clank. That's the big feature, but we might get some other game info come out of it. So depending on what they tell us, we will bring that into next week's show. I think we're going to finish a bit early tonight. We're not quite done yet because I've got a funny trailer to play, and then we can wrap up the show. So I've got to check my facts on this. I thought this game came out last year. Now, maybe it did, but I think it only came out for PC. When it does come out, which it comes out next month, I would like to put this forward as a VIP game, assuming it maybe it comes to Game Pass and a few others, because I think this is going to be absolute carnage. Get ready for the rude and crude. Just die already. That's what we're going to play. Check out this trailer for this game. It's now coming to all platforms and is going to be a cross-platform game. Check out this trailer. I think this is hilarious. So there you go, folks. Just Die Already, which I think looks great fun. So what must have happened is it must have come out on, what do you call it? Like a... what do you call it? Like an early access. Because that I saw trailers for that last year. But I think that was only for PC. Now it states there that it's coming out for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC and Stadia. I think that game is going to be amazing. I mean, Lady Red said, we've done a video of me and Vinny playing the demo. How was the demo? Lady Red, tell us. Yes, I did know it was made by the same people that did Goat Simulator. That's why I think it's going to be hilarious. Kuda says, you had me at the old man pissing. Oh, it's going to be great. Hello, Lukalele. How you doing? Paul Newton says, I play that. I definitely think if this comes to Game Pass, we should play this as a VIP option. We should put this because I think this will be hilarious.
It looks good fun.
Oh, it'd just be great. The bit that got me was when he was running and then he ran into the gym and knocked himself out in the bars and took his head off. That got me, amongst all the other things. Like going through a car wash and getting all your rims ripped off. It is that game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But you die easily. Yeah, but that's the fun. That's the fun. I think it'd be great. I think we need to do that. That is Die Already Discord. That is going to be right up your street. It's basically you're a load of old people just trying to kill each other and just pissing in the street. And it comes out next month and it's cross-platform. I think it's going to be brilliant. Check out the trailer, dude. Check out the trailer. I think that gets a big fun. I'm really looking forward to that. But I did see the trailers for it last year. So I'm assuming the trailers were for just the demo version last year. For the PC, then must be the case. But there you go, Dave. Would you give that a whirl?
I would, mate. It looked just daft good fun. If they play that with some mates, you'd have a great time.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make that happen. We'll make that as long as it's not ridiculously expensive for people to buy. If we can get our hands on it cheap or it's free, we'll add that into the VIP mix. Definitely. Just Yeah, Jim, I said, what game is it? Just die already. Tunes is like, that's a bit harsh. No, Discord. No, that's not right. Dying on my arse is what I do on a regular basis. Not dying already. If I was dying, I wouldn't be here doing this chat show. Just got to clarify that. Okay. Mia's like, really, Tunes? Really? That's shit. So there you go, folks. That is the end of our tonight's show. As always, thank you to my co-host, Dave.
Pleasure as always, mate.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. We have had a stellar amount of people watching us tonight, and we've pretty much had a really good turnout for the whole show. So I'm going to have a look at the figures. This potentially could be our highest rated show out of the 22 shows that we've done. So it'd be great to see. Thank you,
we didn't
Demon.
need a guest.
I know. We've been double figures nearly all night. Jesus Christ.
Sweet.
So it's good. It's good. Thank you to Emily the Gamer for the follow. Thank you to Discord for all the bits. Thank you to Pixie for the raid. Just thank you to everyone who's been here. I know, when we have no guests and we've had better figures. Fingers crossed, we'll have a guest next week. Hopefully we'll have a guest. As I say, there was 3 people that were on the list. I asked them and none of them could do it, and that's fine. They all had perfectly good reasons, so they'll hopefully come on the show. But yeah, we will have a guest next week. I will make sure of it. So all that leaves for me to say is thank you very much. I am back tomorrow night on the Sea of Thieves, hopefully with Mr. Newton, Tunes, and Mia. I haven't told them that, but that's who it's going to be, because Dave, it's your night off from Sea of Thieves tomorrow, isn't it?
That's right, mate.
Good. I think you earned it. I think. I don't raid when I'm doing the talk show. I thought you knew that. I never raid when I do the talk show. Fishing rods bloody hell. Fishing rods at the ready. No worries, Mia. We'll save a spot for you. Don't worry. But we are back 9 o'clock tomorrow night in more Sea of Thieves with the Reapers versus the World event, which started last week. So there you go. Sorry, Discord. Yeah, I will raid her another night. I just never raid on talk shows or snack tasting streams because I'm using completely different software. So it can't be done. It's impossible until someone comes up with something better. Yes, F fishing, indeed. Oh, God, mate, it's going to be you and me doing all the hard work and them 2 on the back of the boat bloody fishing. But there you go, folks. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. If you haven't already, join our Discord. You might as well whack that link in there as well. Let's go for it. And very blatant advert. Buy my shit. The merch store is open, folks. Get your stuff now. There you go. Thank you very much. We're going to say, Dave, say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks. Take care. See ya. Bye.